My name is McCaughey. I'm an area manager for MindWise, and I work up in the Northern Trust area with a wide variety of services from supported housing, daycare, training and employment, community support, community bridge building and family support in that area. I came back into the health and social care sector about 8 years ago and completed a series of NVQs and various qualifications, and decided that when a post came up in MindWise that I was interested in mental health because I've been working in that area. So it was a natural progression on to be a manager. Originally it's just of a housing service, but over the last 5 years it has evolved from one housing service to a variety of services in that area. I had been working in nursing homes and residential homes before that, mainly with people with dementia. Although we did have a few clients with severe mental illness at that stage, and that was actually what sparked my interest then in moving from the dementia services over to MindWise, or Rethink as it was then, because I took an interest in the guys that we were supporting, and I wanted to learn more about mental illness and the severe end of things rather than just dementia. When I first started, I only had the two housing services and that based in Antrim, 23 Abbey side. So over time I've taken on a range of services, and you see quite a big difference in how each different type of service is provided. We have developed a lot over those just over 5 years, and are a lot more recovery focused now. Clients now have a lot more input into their not just where they live and where they attend during the day, but into all their support. There's a lot more client input definitely than there would have been years ago. We've also seen a lot more input from the Trust, who are taking on a recovery focused services now as well. So it's everybody starting to work together on recovery, which is a great development over the last couple of years. So they have a lot more input, even in and around their medication, and their support planning. They definitely have a lot more input. There's a lot more outcomes focus on it. They would set very clear goals as to what they want to achieve, and have a lot more say about the input that the staff have to help them achieve those goals. A lot more independence now as well. They would have say in their medication, where before most people were just prescribed a medication and took it because the doctor said so. But people now start to question their medication and now start to understand their medication a lot more, and us with staff support as well, so it is. Doctors aren't just as quick to rush now to prescribe medications. While people are still taking their medication, and for some people that is what they're going to need, probably for the rest of their life, but there are more reviews of medication now, and people are given the opportunity to have a say in it. And people now listen to the staff a lot more. The doctors will listen to staff and the clients a lot more around medication. And people do, our medication's reduced, they're upped when they're not well, but they do have a lot more say in it, and people are willing to actually take the option of not always being on medication. That medical model's starting to disappear a bit, which is a great improvement. With a lot of work, stigma and discrimination is starting to disappear. Now it's not away completely, and I don't think it ever will disappear completely. But with a lot of work, our service users, a lot of them go out now and talk about their mental illness, and are willing to stand up and say to people. I was at a meeting earlier this year where a lot of the local councillors in the area stood up and they talked about their experiences. So people in the public eye that are able to stand up and talk about mental illness helps people to understand a bit more that it's not something that needs to be hidden away. Years ago people would have sort of hidden away and said, oh, there's nothing wrong with me, and families denied there was nothing wrong with their family members. Now people want to talk about it, which is great because there's a lot more understanding, and it starts to break that discrimination and stigma down a lot. I think one of the ones that stands out for me is service users we have who came to us as very young and had been in hospital for most of their teenage life, or in care homes, and the success that that particular client has had with weight loss, with activities, very involved in the community, is out volunteering in a work placement at the moment, and the difference that it's made to that person's life, just getting that support that they've needed to make those changes. Say a lot of time in care and in hospitals, but just being able to be independent now. And it's coming to a stage where they're going to be moving out into their own accommodation. And the success, and you can see it daily, the difference it has made to that person. MindWise as an organisation, it's just we're out there promoting mental health and mental health services and showing to people that you don't have to be locked away in hospital for the rest of your life, you don't have to stay at home. There is a life out there and you can recover to the best of your ability, and that's what the staff are helping support people to do.